Why has COPE laid criminal charges against Police Minister Fikile Mbalula? And does the former African Union chairperson Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma qualify for presidential protection? Why has the DA approached the Public Protector's Office about the matter? And are opposition parties blowing the situation out of control? What time is it? It's question time. Khotsong and welcome to the show. My name is Mpho. A VIP convoy that accompanied Dr Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma to Sasolburg in the Free State the other weekend has elicited mixed reactions. Police spokesperson Major General Salidi Beer explained that protection is provided to the President, Deputy President, former presidents, foreign heads of state and their spouses. This, she says, is according to the mandate of the Presidential Protection Unit. De Beer says, for security reasons, the police service will not discuss or deliberate on any details in relation to the mentioned threats and security assessment of Dr Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma. In another development, COPE has laid criminal charges against Minister of Police Fikile Mbalula. On the other hand, the Public Protector's Office is expected to consider a request by the Democratic Alliance. The DA is asking the Public Protector to investigate whether government is not abusing state resources by providing VIP protection to Dlamini-Zuma. We are live, and if you can call us, your views. The numbers to dial 089-1104-210. Twitter at QuestionTime24, and we'll be taking your calls. My guest today in studio, met Dominic Msibi. She is Portfolio Director at the organization Undoing Tax Abuse, and joining us from our studios in Pretoria, Dennis Bloom is the spokesperson of the Congress of the People, and we're expecting to be joined also by Fikile Mbele, who is from the Democratic Alliance. But for now, I have two guests. Msibi, welcome to the show. Let me just start with Dr. Bloom there in Tshwane. Dr. Bloom, you have laid charges against the Minister of Police. Some have accused you of being opportunist. You are playing politics when, in fact, Mayor Dlamini-Zuma has security concerns.
Thank you very much, Mpho, and good afternoon to the viewers. There's no politics that we are playing. The ANC is playing politics because when they are using taxpayers' money to drive up and down, doing this illegal things, that is now playing with politics. We know, and they know, that they are parading Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma as the new president in December. But we are very much sure that she can be the president of the ANC, but not of the country. This is illegal what they have done. The Presidential Protection Unit's mandate is very clear that she does not qualify to drive up and down and to be escorted by this unit. That's why we went to the police station on Sunday and laid this charge of abuse of power. And we are going to pursue this. This has nothing to do, Mpho, with grandstanding or with politics. It all has to do with protecting the resources of the country and taxpayers' money. That is what we are doing as the Congress of the People.
Talking about taxpayers' money, how is OUTA fitting in here?
Good afternoon, Mpho, and good afternoon to the viewers at home. OUTA stands for Organization Undoing Tax Abuse. And where we fit in is anywhere where the hard-earned money of the ordinary South African citizen gets misappropriated, gets misused. So our interest is in finding out why, or our view is why is it necessary for Mama Dlamini-Zuma to have a presidential contingent accompanying her, escorting her wherever she goes.
Well, they say there was a threat on her life. I'm not speaking on behalf of the South African Police Service, but what I know is that under such circumstances wherein there's a threat on anybody's life, including you, Mamsib, you can approach the SAPS and say to them, hey, look, my life has been threatened, and therefore I think the police need to investigate and then provide provide security.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, 4 armed men with automatic rifles are said to have threatened the life of Mama Zuma in Houghton.
Okay. The rumor, as you say, is a rumor. I'd just like to ask one question in response to that. Is there proof that there is such a threat? Number one. Number two, the rest of us South African citizens, you and I, the ordinary man on the street, if they feel that there's a threat to their lives, they personally go out and look for personal security without digging into the country's coffers, the taxpayers' money.
But that's an option you make.
It is not.
You can approach the police, by the way. I'm telling you the truth. The fact that you can also hire private security, it's also an option that you have. But your first, I mean, as a right, as a citizen of this country, you can approach the police and say, I've been threatened. Here is evidence. I mean, in this case, Thaba Mfamadi has corroborated that story.
Mpo, we all have concerns about our security, but really, do you want to really sit there and say to me that a presidential security contingent is called for if an ordinary citizen of South Africa has threatened feelings regarding her safety? Is it justifiable that it would go as high as a presidential contingent to protect her safety?
By presidential, you mean that's a unit, right?
I'm not qualified to speak about what is a unit within the police service or what is not. However, as an ordinary person, what I do know is that presidential contingency means presidential protection, and the 2 senior leaders in the country, or in a country, this country, that qualify for that kind of protection would be the president of the country and his deputy president, vice president.
But that's not true. I mean, the previous police commissioner was driving around in vehicles marked presidential protection unit. So the presidential protection unit, I guess it's just a unit of protection, not necessarily that they are going to provide you with 3 secretaries and an ambulance and all those things. But let's take Itumeleng. Itumeleng, you're in Pretoria. Welcome. Itumeleng? Oh, okay, Itumeleng is no longer there. But we're taking your calls. What do you think about this whole saga involving Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma? The numbers to dial 089-1104-210. Our Twitter handle at QuestionTime24. Does she or does she not qualify for protection? That's the question we're asking. Let's go to Cope. Now that you have opened a case against the Minister of Police, well, you're expecting the same people to go and investigate themselves now.
Mpho, let me first go to the first issue. You see, this presidential protection unit is not there to protect civilians. If Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma's life was in danger, there is VIP protection. You see, our argument is Lindy Sisulu, who's a minister, cabinet minister, Jackson Mthembu, who is a chief whip in parliament, they also got death threats, but there was no such a thing of a convoy of cars supplied to them. So, Nkosazana is an ordinary citizen of South Africa that does not deserve to have this. Let me come to your second question. There's only one law in this country. There's no law for the Minister of Police and a law for Dennis Bloem. We are expecting that the police must investigate this case. We have asked them to give the case to hand over the investigation to the Hawks. And after that, we are expecting the Hawks to take it to court. It's the court who will decide who is right and who's wrong.
Okay.
That is what we are expecting. We want justice.
All right, hold it there. Let's take Gift. Gift, you are in East London. Welcome.
How are you, Baba?
I'm well. Thanks for the call.
Thanks, Mbo. Baba, I just want to ask only one question here. Ne?
Yes.
As we know that there is a rumor that the four men, whatever, her life is in danger. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma. My question is, tell me, Mbo, if any person that is high profile from these opposition parties, if namhlanje to tomorrow and next week, people will come out and say, no, my life is in danger, my life is in danger. My question is, abantu bonke bazawunikwa le protection bazawunikwa le services protection le inikwa Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, even if bayithe na if baza ngaphambili nje ngibana ize ngaphambili sithi no ilife yakhe in danger. So i-question yami leyo uba anyone of opposition party nayo high profile if angeza ngaphambili uhulumende uzayifumana na le protection mpo.
All right, Gift, thank you very much for that question. And it's a very good question, which I think the SAPS should be answering. But here they are. Dibuseng says they invited them. Dibuseng is our producer. She says they invited them. And they're saying they are not going to be party to any program that is discussing security details of the principles that they are protecting. So it's not like we didn't try, we did invite them. It seems we're getting a trend here of SAPS not wanting to be part of our programs. But yeah, indeed, we did try. But I guess the question here is, how many protectors have been allocated? Do we have any idea?
I don't have any idea, Mpo, and I don't think that I need to have an idea as an ordinary citizen of South Africa.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is, and the question, the burning question for me and every other ordinary South African out there is that what makes Mayor Dlamini-Zuma special that she deserves this kind of treatment, which, by the way, costs the ordinary South African, because whatever it is that it costs comes from the coffers of taxpayers' money.
Dr. Bloem, you were quiet when Julius was provided the same security. Why are you speaking now?
Julius was supplied with VIP protection. There's a difference here, Mpo.
Okay.
There is, Julius never had the privilege an opportunity to be guarded by the Presidential Protection Unit.
Okay.
No, it is not true. And you see, Solly Mapaila of the Communist Party was threatened with a gun 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago. But there's no a Presidential Protection Unit that is given to him. Why is it that Nkosazana the president's candidate for December must be given this special treatment. We are not small children.
Okay.
We can see this is a cover-up. That's why they don't want to come to the studio to answer, because lies, you can't sustain lies.
Okay.
Lies will catch up with you, and very soon we will get the truth.
I need some answers here. Is the PPS still, or rather, does the PPS exist alongside the VIP unit, or has the VIP unit been collapsed into, well, the PPU or PSS or PPS as it is being referred to here? Dr. Bloom, I don't know, do you have any idea if the VIP unit still exists as it was, and does it therefore fall, or rather does the PPU fall under VIP unit, all of which are, I think, the general in charge there should be General Sithole. Do you have any idea?
No, it's two different units, Mpho.
Okay.
It's two different units. This presidential protection unit is highly trained people and skilled people that are there. Not like as if the VIP protection is not highly skilled. But these people are protecting presidents, deputy president, former presidents, foreign heads of state and their spouses. So their training is far different from the VIP protection unit. That is the difference. It's not the same unit.
Okay, let's take Good Hope. Good Hope, you're in Silverton. Welcome.
I'm Paul. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for the call.
Thanks. I think the problem is that the people who are supposed to be answering questions here are not here.
Yep.
But anyway, my question is, if we look back towards the build-up for the local government elections last year,
yes,
a lot of councillor candidates received threats. And we've seen on the news that a lot of them have lost lives. Those have never received any kind of protection. The recent one is the one that has just been mentioned about Solima Paile and Tulima Tonsela as well. So the question is, who actually gets that preference? And I think this whole idea about this kind of protection already sort of develops an idea about, this candidate is being groomed for the presidential seat. And I think that is what the problem is here. I think we need to differentiate what kind of security should go for ordinary people and what kind of security should be going for, people who are in that caliber. Thanks.
So, Good Hope, before you go, do you not buy the threats story?
Look, we cannot. The thing is, there are no people here to answer that, especially from the side of Nkosazana. But I think everyone receives threats. I mean, even myself, I'm sure I'm threatened by something. But it doesn't mean that now I'll be getting presidential protection. That's the issue here. Okay. I think the biggest question is, under what circumstances should a person receive such protection? And I think in her case, maybe the question that we can't answer is, who was she with when she was under such a protection? Because if she was in the presence of someone who qualifies for that kind of protection, perhaps she by default gets that kind of protection. But if she was alone in her capacity, then the question is, why does she qualify for that kind of protection?
Good Hope, thank you very much for that call. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we continue this discussion, and I'm going to also throw in a controversial question here as to, well, the law says spouses as well, and we don't know. We hear that she's divorced from the president, but is there divorce in African culture, or do you remain undlungur? This is question time.
Water-wise, water is an essential need. The scarcity of it could lead to loss of many lives, including livestock, plants, and much more. It requires us to use it sparingly and responsibly in times of need, failing which our taps and sanitation will not function. For more on water and weather issues, stay tuned to News Today, every Friday at 4:45 Central African Time. SABC News, making you water-wise.
Welcome back. You're still watching Question Time. I'm being not attacked, but yeah, given all sorts of opinions right here in studio as to whether in African culture, do you divorce? But yeah, that's a question for another day, I guess. Pule, you are in Tabanchu.
Yes, how are you, Mpo?
I'm well, Ndati. Thanks for the call.
No, thanks very much, Mpo. My concern is taxpayers' money.
Okay.
So this question of this woman being threatened is a lie, man. You know, these ANC members, they are misusing the government, the taxpayers' money. This woman is supposed to be queuing to get SASA money grants there instead of moving around as if she's so important. She's not important. She's just an ordinary person.
Okay.
She should queue for grants there. She's an old woman. She must stay at home, man.
Okay, Pule, thank you very much for the call. We now, by the way, also have Zakele Mbele from the Democratic Alliance. Zakele, perhaps very quickly, you have approached what, the public protector? I mean, COPE has already opened the case. So, what are the aims and objectives behind this approach?
Good evening to you and to the viewers. Well, the basis of our public protector complaint is we are requesting an investigation as to whether there has been improper conduct and misuse of state resources in the provision of VIP security for Mrs. Dlamini-Zuma. As has been well argued by several people, there is no justifiable basis for her to receive this benefit, given that she does not hold public office, which would normally be the reason, and the extension of that service on the basis of her previously having been AU chairperson no longer holds. So given the political climate and context that we are in the run-up to the ANC's elective conference in December, it seems far more likely and more apparent that this is about giving her preferential treatment to subsidize her campaign costs as she's building momentum as the Zuma faction's favored successor.
But how would that... how would the state have to foot the ANC campaign bill?
Well, that would be entirely incorrect, and that is what has raised the questions and the concern from various quarters. The other step we've taken is to submit parliamentary questions to the police minister to get detail and clarity on what is the motivation and the rationale and the underlying facts that he believes justify this. Okay. And then on that basis, it can come to light as to what exactly is going on and if there's any wrongdoing.
Are you prepared to accept the explanation that they give?
Well, we'll have to take it on its merits. We have heard from the SAPS through the media that they have cited a vague sort of security threat posed to her, and they say they've made a threat assessment. Well, if there's merit and substance to that, they need to lay that out in the interest of public accountability, because it's a matter of public interest. And then we'll see if that is satisfactory. But what we've heard so far with the dodging and the diving is not to our satisfaction, and there must be accountability if there has been misdoings and misconduct in terms of management of public resources.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me thank you all for having made time. I just wish SAPS also had that time to come and talk to us on Question Time. But that was the show for today. A big thank you to my guests and to you for watching the show from me and the entire crew. Hi,